Hello, you're back with Dave and Tim at the Single Malt Review, and goodness, would you look at the time? It seems to be
rum time. We've entered the rum hole, and now we may only leave by doing several rums in a row. It's the only way out. And this one, as you can see, as you can't, because it's one of these little dinkos by Drinks by the Dram, is just a teensy wee bottle of Angostura 15. So, yeah, Angostura 15, 1787, which is when they constructed their first sugar mill, which I guess is a perfectly good number to put on a bottle. Who can say?
We've looked at one Angostura rum in the past. It was, I believe, a 7-year-old.
We have. We had one of our early videos, and a bit of a contentious one.
Didn't have a great time with it.
No. I stand by that review. But that one was maybe of any of the rums we've tasted, one of the most brazenly tasted. Like it had not just sugar, but also vanilla essence just dunked into it. It was not until we tried the Old Monk and created our most contentious review that we would ever revisit such a rum anomaly as that. But no, needless to say, we kind of hated. I especially hated the Angostura 7-year-old. It was bad. It was a bad rum in my experience. So hopefully, this one is a bit of redemptive.
Angostura out of Trinidad and Tobago, famous for the aromatic bitters.
Angostura bitters, yeah.
Cornerstone of many a cocktail.
You'd have to say indispensable. Indispensable in any cocktail kit. Yeah. The world of cocktails would be a smaller, scanter, sadder place without that one. Blimey, 15 years old. There's a chance this is real colour, but that is... Oh, I'm going to say that's probably colour.
It has left an impressive high tide mark.
Yeah, it has.
Where you've been swirling that.
Some good, what do they call it, string of pearls, or they used to back when that was fashionable. This one is 40%. It is surely chill filtered, and it is, I think it's probably coloured, but hey, who knows. Given that the age, there's probably not a lot of colouring gone in. And beyond that, we don't know a hell of a lot about it, so we'll just have to go in reasonably blind, as we are wont to do.
There's no, I believe, local legislative prohibition on post-sweetening it, so it could well be extra sugars added after maturation.
Absolutely. Now that is a weird nose. I was waiting for you to catch up there. That was a...
Goodness me.
What is going on?
That's a shock to the senses. Well, the tasting notes from Drinks by the Dram suggest a nose of tangy tropical fruit with guava, kiwi fruit, ripe banana, toasty oak, and vanilla pod.
You know, I think it's the guava. There is a...
Oh, yeah.
There is a tropical tartness.
I'm getting a hint of feijoas, as we call them in New Zealand. I'm not sure of the international name. They're not a fruit I enjoy. I honestly can't stand them, but they have a very distinct aroma, which I'm getting here.
You'll never mistake a feijoa. And yeah, the kiwi fruit is kind of in it. This is
fair. Yeah, kiwi fruit is
properly bizarre nose on here. This is
and a lot of bourbon cask-esque vanillas and oak sweetness.
There's something so evocative on that. What is it? What the hell is that?
And a bevy of spices. And just a hint of Angostura bitters, obviously.
I'm so close to something that this smells exactly like. Ooh, it'll come to me right after we finish filming, I guarantee it. But there's almost like a cough syrup. And there's
a hint of menthol,
honeydew melon on here, like an overripe, like an oh crap, we left the I didn't put this fruit salad away 2 nights ago. Kind of a nose on here. There's an overripe quality to this, which is not intrinsically a bad thing. It's just a very noticeable thing, and this has got it in spades. And there's a tartness. There's a little bit of, and again, this might sound like a bad thing, but it's not intrinsically. There's a sourness on here, quite a distinct sourness.
Yeah, like a slightly overripe kiwi fruit. It's where the sugars are starting to turn.
And that's something you get from old sherry wood, typically. So that's very weird, but I kind of like it. There's a dynamism to this one. It's really...
It's not just all sweetness and spice the whole way through. There's more going on.
It's an advanced nose, I'll tell you that much. All right, let's see what it's got for us. Full strength.
Ooh. Oh, dang. That, again, has... Yeah, it's sweet, but there is some sharpness and some sourness and some acid coming through too.
That's very, very long. Initially, I'm getting a whole lot of cola, sort of cola nut.
Yeah.
But it kind of converts into more of that overripe guava as it carries on, and it's really still evolving. I certainly can't fault this one for its length. It's a very, very complex one.
And the tasting notes suggest butterscotch alongside oily orange, dried apricot, honeyed dried fruit.
Yeah. Orange, certainly. The butterscotch, I don't know if I'm quite getting it.
Yeah, it's not as sweet as I expected.
With the butterscotch. I'll add a really, really cautious amount of water.
We're forewarned of a finish of drying spices, lingering and supported by oak char and passion fruit curd.
Passion fruit curd?
Yeah, I get a little hint of passion flower.
Is that like lemon curd, only passion fruit?
I expect so.
I was thinking like passion fruit only made cheese out of them, which your one makes more sense. I don't know about that, but the tropical fruit on here there's a realness to that which is kind of staggering.
Yeah. Oh, so far we are leagues ahead of the 7-year-old Angostura Rum.
Yeah, this may have its own problems, but none of them are added vanilla essence or at least the taste of, and huge dosing with sugar. I'd be fairly confident to say there is no added sugar in here.
Wow, okay.
I'm just not tasting it. That heaviness, I think, would ruin the complexity of the palate, because it's that heaviness which is the reason why so many rums are denied a complex array of flavours, because it just homogenises everything into, bulldozes it all into the rum hole. And as we have described here on the channel, you just can't leave the rum hole, not easily. So this one, I think the only reason it can be so complex and broad and slightly magical in its own way, this really is kind of a weird, striking thing, is that it isn't slogging through this swamp of added sugar. This is actually, there you go. There's the passion fruit, the water.
Yeah.
Holy moly! This is the fruitiest rum I think we've ever encountered, and that's going to appeal to you or not, depending on how much you like rum that out and out taste of tropical fruit. This is so strange. There's even a passion fruit pip kind of thing going on. It's like a tannic thing. They must have used some absolutely bizarre casks for this. I can only imagine that that's what's gone on. But yeah, this is going to be a properly hard score. But it's going to be a good score. Is this a 90-point rum? Is this really good?
Well, I'm enjoying it. It's slightly confronting.
I think this might be a 90-point rum, yeah.
I'll go a bit lower. This one scores an 84 for me. There's a lot happening here. There's so many different things going on. It is a slightly confusing melange, really. It's a
melange is right. It's absolutely right. This is such
It's got just flavours coming at you from all directions. It's hard to make heads or tail of it. But it is certainly, for a complex and involved rum, wow, there are things happening here.
It's an absolutely weird and confronting rum.
Yeah.
And I like that in my spirits.
Yeah.
Diametrically opposite to how I enjoy everything else in my life. I love a confronting and weird spirit. You other confronting weirdos can stay at the other end of the bar. But in a rum, love it. This one is really a spirit that can set me back and make me actually do a double take and kind of have to rally and come back at it for a second pass. That I really kind of respect.
Especially throwing into disarray your preconceptions based on our previous bad experience with the 7-year-old Angostura Rum.
What a weird thing. What an individual thing as well. This really is... I mean, if you've been following along, we've just tried some extremely individual Australian whiskey, and this is maybe not quite as extremely individual, but it's its own thing, that's for sure. This is a rum on a very particular lone tropical island. Weird. Really weird, but good. It's a good weird. It's a good weird, and it shares none of the problems that that appalling 7-year-old Angostura, the 1919, whatever that number relates to, did. So that's both pleasing and, bafflingly great, I guess. So there you go. Angostura 15-year-old, bafflingly great. So... hopefully will be something with bafflingly great or otherwise new content for you right around the corner. This has been the Single Malt Review. Will we escape the rum hole? I don't know. Probably not. I'm if I look this way, I'm seeing 6 rums. So no, we're not going to escape the rum hole anytime soon. So buckle in for that one. We'll be right back.